What's up, buddies? Another Overpromised with your buddies, Covino and Rich.
What's up? Welcome to episode 10 of our bonus pod.
Yeah.
And a big announcement this week. Not only are we doing our bonus show on Wednesday, we have another one on Friday.
Yeah, buddy.
So more Covino and Rich on Overpromised, brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Lots to get to today. A list of restaurants that women refuse to go to on a first date.
Bullshit list, or is it? Well, we'll break down the restaurants that apparently pretentious ladies do not want to be taken to.
And we got solutions too, though.
Okay.
Plus, Rich's picks. We're going to talk a little baseball today, but we got to start off with Gameday Fits.
Gameday Fit is such a big deal. When we were kids, don't you feel like George Brett and like Robin Yount and these guys would just show up in like jeans and a button down?
Don Mattingly would show up with his mustache, like the one you're wearing right now. That's all that mattered. It didn't matter back then.
Do you wear a stash or have a stash?
Both.
My wife said that. She goes, if you don't like it, you shouldn't have to wear it if you don't want it. I'm like, I'm wearing it, huh?
What if I don't like it? Do you have to wear it?
Don't worry. After Halloween, it's gone. I'm using it for Super Mario for my kids.
It's good sports vibe. Yeah. It's like I'm hanging out with Keith Hernandez. It's like I'm hanging out with Bruce Bochy.
My playoff mustache.
Yeah. It's very coach-like. Anyway, the fit didn't matter as much back then because times have changed. You know, they weren't under the same spotlight that athletes are under now. Press conferences before and after the game, social media, pictures taken all the time wasn't the same way that we operate today. So I understood it back then. I don't think that people need to necessarily go overboard either today, but how you look matters all the time, especially when it's work related.
Now, obviously, we're both Swifties, me and Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
But he was talking about the Gameday Fit, and I feel like he was reading my mind. This is him with his brother on their New Heights podcast. Look at this.
Eagles social team gave us a look at Jason's Gameday Fit.
Yeah, shocker. Jason's Gameday Fit is the same fit he wears every day. What the do I care about a Gameday Fit?
This guy's game day ready, baby.
Some people go to play football and some people play dress up, okay? I don't like to play dress up. I like to play football, all right? I'm not going to go shopping, color coordinating, getting belts and shoes and all this shit just to go play football. I don't get it for a second. What is the point? I don't get it. Okay, maybe you can explain it to me because you do it.
My game day fit is my regular day fit too. So I know exactly what you're talking about.
Travis.
What?
You have not worn anything under $100 to a game.
Your flip-flops were more than $100.
Those...
They got can openers on the bottom. Are you kidding me? It's 2-for-1 special.
You used to have those.
He's got those sweet McFannings with the bottle opener. Look, I love Jason Kelce's attitude towards it because it's old school. Who cares about football? I do like it, but it's a little outdated. And again, we're talking Gameday Fit, but I feel like Jason's shirt barely fit. That shirt was way too tight. Anyway, it's not a good look,
Did he get that at Gap Kids?
Yeah, seriously. That's a medium right there, a happy medium. But I do like that mentality, but it doesn't flow with today's world. Remember, everything you do lives on social media nowadays, and Travis is very well aware of that. Look, he's under the spotlight right now with all the Swifties. What he wears matters, and it's just a different personality and what's priority. But I go old school, Deion Sanders style.
Look at it this way. Prime was always styling.
Look good, feel good, play good, pay good. It matters. It gets you in that zone. It's like that pre-fight haircut, that pre-game haircut. You want to feel good about yourself, and you'll play better as a result, more confidence.
My younger sister loves to point out, because her husband's huge into football, soccer. She goes, look at every soccer player before a big match. They are chiseled, the facial hair, the fade. Like you said, look good, play good.
It's part of the game face.
I do think it's interesting, though, because I like to call us in-betweeners. If you're roughly 40-ish, you get the mindset of a 60-year-old, but you also get the mindset of a 20-year-old. And I think this topic of Gameday Fit is so generational, where your dad's going to be like, hey, who gives a shit what they wear to the game? Yet your younger brother or cousin who's in his 20s might be like, yo, that's like super important. So,
well, think about it. You barely saw footage back then of players walking in. I mean, you saw it rarely.
Yo, did you see LeBron? Game one. Walks in with a $28,000 Louis Vuitton outfit. Now, he is the new ambassador and he's the face of the brand, but they're saying that's an almost $30,000 suit and getup. and you don't think that's deliberate, the sunglasses, the bag. He's making sure, camera's ready, LeBron's ready.
$28,000, $1,000 for every minute he plays this season, every game. So 21 points he scored, but you gotta feel good. Look, if you feel like a schlub going into the office, don't you feel like other people are gonna view you as a schlub, and you're gonna have sort of schlub expectations? I think, again, you don't want to go overboard. You don't need to be Cam Newton.
I'm glad you said Cam, because I have a rule.
Or Russell Westbrook about it.
I have a rule that I think we could.
Who's that? Is that Strega Nona or is that Cam Newton?
Did he borrow my grandma's scarf? My rule that Cam Newton would always break. And listen, all respect to Cam. He was a great player in his prime. But I always thought it rubbed me so weird when he would lose and then show up at the post game with the getup. I think the pregame, when you see the guys walking through the tunnel in the NBA or NFL, rock that game day fit. But if you get smoked by 28, you can't show up with a Mountie hat.
So what
and had a scarf on.
You have a loser outfit, or maybe it was a loser outfit to begin with.
You
but
can't
that's
wear that hat. You can't wear that hat there when you lose a game.
I know. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to forgive that outfit, but that's going overboard because it's not a fashion show. Right? Yeah. It's not a fashion show where you're wearing something ridiculous, but you could go there looking like a professional, wearing a suit, wearing something slick, wearing something you stand for the walk up and the post show.
I mean, I know not everyone's LeBron, but keep in mind also, like young, handsome dudes like the McCaffreys of the world, you don't think they have brand deals?
For sure.
A lot of these guys have deals with different companies.
So it's a different time.
And it's a different time. But one guy comes to mind who you got to love. You saw him on quarterback. Kirk Cousins still wears like the Target button down that his wife bought for him. And there's something charming and cute about it in a way.
It's charming because who does that? Like old dads that don't care about how they look anymore. A dad that called it a day and he's wearing like Nike Monarchs. You know what I mean? He's wearing like grilling sneakers.
Caption this. All right, ready? Here's the caption. You kids aren't going to be drinking tonight, right? That's what I feel like.
Stepdad Gary button down. So again, he's a swell fella, but style is not his forte.
All right, well, there you go. Some game day fit stuff. But right now, we got to get to our picks. And on Friday, episode 2 of Overpromised is when I'm going to give you all your NFL goodness. But right now, it's all about baseball. The World Series is set. Did Mad Dog Russo retire?
I don't know.
Mad Dog,
our guy, man. You better be careful because you have to live up to your promises here on this bet.
I don't want to have to retire.
Exactly.
So Diamondbacks make it. Diamondbacks Rangers World Series kicks off on Friday, and I have 2 picks. These are simple ones. I want you to take a listen, and I want you to listen. Don't trust me, but I feel like these are good picks. First of all, Rangers money line to win the series. To win the series.
Just to win.
Is minus 170. Now, you got to bet 170 to win 100, but, eventually Cinderella and her little carriage turns into a pumpkin, right?
I was always confused by that story.
The horses turn into mice again.
If the glass slipper only fit Cinderella, how did it fall off in the first place?
Shit, that's a good question.
Right? Think about it.
My shoes don't fall off when they fit.
Here's the thing, though. You got to bet 170 to win $100. I'm surprised that the Diamondbacks are even in it. I think we all, including Mad Dog Russo, underestimated the Diamondbacks. I'd be kind of scared to take that pick. Even though I think the Rangers are the powerhouse and Bruce Bochy's a mastermind, I'm sort of like, I don't know what to think. I would have never thought the Diamondbacks would be here in the first place.
They beat up pretty good on the Brewers. They swept the Dodgers. You got to remember, the Diamondbacks were really hot early in the season. Then they stunk for a while.
Yeah.
And then they got hot. They got that 6th seed with 84 wins. I think, again, not to use the silly analogy, but it's like Cinderella. The pumpkin will reemerge. It'll we'll go from a carriage to a pumpkin. And I think I like the Rangers minus 170 on the money line. Money line minus 170. And there's a prop bet. Who will hit the most home runs in the World Series? Now, if it were the Phillies, now you're like, oh, shit, is it Schwarber? Do we go with Bryce? Do we go with Adolis Garcia? Well, guess what? There's no Phillies. So right now, Adolis Garcia is plus 400, meaning you bet 100. If he finishes the World Series with the most home runs, you win 400.
Well, he's in a zone. What did he hit, 7?
He hit 7 so far in the postseason.
Yeah, so I would put my money on that guy for sure because it seems like he is a big-time player when the lights are bright.
So Right now, I like the 2 baseball picks, and you can throw them up there courtesy of our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. The NFL season's going strong, but so is the baseball playoffs. And DraftKings Sportsbook is hooking new customers up with an offer you can't refuse. Bet $5 on any NFL game this week. You're going to get $200 instantly in bonus bets. And football, I like a bunch of games. I'll go over them on Friday. But for now, Adolis Garcia, plus 400, most home runs in the World Series. And World Series winner, Texas Rangers for the first time ever, minus 170 on the money line. And DraftKings isn't stopping there. All customers can take advantage of a sweet offer every game this October. So get in on the greatness. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code OVERPROMISED.
New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets when you bet just $5 on the NFL or baseball. It's code OVERPROMISED only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit 1-800-GAMBLER.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, licensee partner Golden Nugget, Lake Charles, and Louisiana. 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. See sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms for eligibility, terms, and responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply.
Yo, thanks to our good friends, DraftKings Sportsbook. Get in on the NFL this weekend. Get in on the World Series. And I saw to do like that, Adolis.
Oh, yeah, man. Guys in the zone.
I mean, who else? Can you, a Seager maybe? I like the Adolis
one. I'm going Garcia on that one. I'm with you. So welcome back to Overpromised, Covino and Rich, Monday through Friday on Fox Sports Radio, 2 p.m. on the West. We're live from LA. It's spooky season. I hope you're having a great week. Thank you for being here. Now, we already established that the Gameday Fit matters. Not only in sports, just in life, right? You got a hot date. We also established last week that you take hot dates to cool places.
Yeah, we talked about if NFL quarterbacks were women, where would you take them?
Yeah.
And the reality is, going back to our conversation from just minutes ago, the Gameday Fit, it's sort of like your date night fit. There are guys that are like, I haven't bought new jeans in 20 years, and they're proud of it. Don't be proud of that. You got to, even if you're married, you want to look good for your spouse. You want to look good on a hot date if you're single. So I say update your wardrobe, but here's the thing.
And you don't have to spend a lot of money to update your wardrobe.
Just get the current. You could go to Target or Walmart.
Yes.
Just get something new.
Yes, that's
all. There's a viral story this week that I knew we had to bring up on Overpromised. And it all started out. Let me give you the backstory.
Yeah.
There was a viral video of some dude. He's in his car with his girl.
Yeah.
You think it's his girl. You're like, are they on a date? What's going on? He does the thing where he closes his door. She's filming. She's doing a little selfie mode filming. As he's walking around the car to open her door.
Like a gentleman.
Yeah, there she is. Look at her. She refuses to get out of the car.
Wow.
Got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car.
Then don't. I'll drive you home.
Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you? Are you're recording me?
Yeah.
You can cut it there, Spot, because this goes viral and people are like, what type of pretentious bad woman is this? And then there's another backstory where he had made reservations at, like, I guess more of a local nice restaurant, and she was running late, so they missed their reservation. So he's like, backup plan, Cheesecake Factory. And this woman's doing the whole, I'm too good for the Cheesecake Factory. My only problem with the Cheesecake Factory, the menu's too big.
I mean, who is too good for that sweet brown bread that they put on the table at the Cheesecake Factory?
However,
However,
I'll go to the Cheesecake Factory any day with you, with Spot, with Danny G, with my wife, with my kids. But if I were a single man, I'm not going cheesecake on date number one. I'm not saying a woman should be that particular, but I don't think it's a good date one.
I don't think it's a good date one either. I also don't think it's a bad choice.
Date one should never be a chain. It should never be a chain restaurant.
I actually do agree with you, but remember the circumstances here. This was a backup sort of thing.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind for this particular story. But because this went so viral, women gathered together to establish a list of places they refuse to go to.
Now, before we
on
get
a
to this
first
list,
date.
before we get to this,
I gotta say, I agree with most of them, though. I do. I agree with most of them. Some of them need to be removed immediately, and that's why we're here.
We will dissect this list, and you're going to ask yourself the question on this list, like, would you go there, and do you love it? A lot of them are yes, but it's not a matter of do you love it now with your buddies, your kids, your wife. It's would you go on a date there? Now, before we get to this list,
Again, it's very particular. It's first date.
we got to bring in Spot. Spot, I remember years ago when you were a single man, no other men attached to you.
Just Spot.
Just Spot. I remember we suggested Spot take a date to some Irish pub in New York City. He's like, hey, where should I go on a date with this girl? Spot was single. I said, dude, there's a bar down the block.
Specifically asked you this.
Midtown Manhattan. It was called the Pig and Whistle. Now, this was like a fun little Irish pub after work. Get a cocktail, get some appetizers. The girl never went on a second date with Spot because she's like, he took me to a pub in Midtown.
Took me to the Piggly Wiggly.
I had met her through actually a mutual friend of yours, Rich, and you got the feedback from your mutual friend that I can't believe he took me to the Pig and Whistle.
And I'm thinking, this isn't. You didn't take her to Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. You didn't take her to Fridays.
I mean, there's two ways to look at it, though. Spot got off cheap. He
That's
got
what I
lucky,
said.
right? He realized the type of person she was immediately from the first date. So what are we learning here, though? The fit matters. How you present matters. Where you take women on the first date matters. But again,
I think the same way you could decide, if you've gone on a date where you're with a girl you're with, it's not very nice to the hostess, the waiter, the busboy. You could get a real image like, yo, she's garbaggio. Like, this is not the type of woman I want to end up with.
right.
I don't know if that same thing applies for the list because I'll be honest, I wouldn't have taken my wife or a woman I cared about to some of the places on this list. So let's break it out.
Like I said, this list is getting a lot of criticism. And the premise or the thought process is, well, where the hell do I take, if all these places are off limits, then where do I take a first date?
Because there's every town, even small towns.
We got answers.
Even small towns have little local bar restaurants that you could go to. I think the problem here is chain restaurants. Pop up the list and let's go through these.
It's also generational too, though, Rich, right? If you're an older person, you're single again, like Gary the Golden Bachelor, you know, I don't think Olive Garden is off the table.
I'd love to take you to the Cheesecake Factory.
I find it to be quite delightful.
yes. Ladies, you're all elegant. We're going on a 2-on-1 date to Yard House.
But let's say you're a bit younger.
I hope you
agree.
like Cheddar Bay biscuits.
I agree that most of these are bad first date choices. And it's an unpopular opinion because most people are like, what are you, crazy? We're here to tell you, no. I think most of these are right on, except for I have like 4 or 5 of them that should not be on this list.
I'll give you the analogy.
Go ahead.
These are not first date spots, but no one wants to hear a woman say,
Yes.
don't take me there. The equivalent would be when a girl's beautiful and hot. If she says, I'm hot, it makes her less hot.
Right.
You don't say, don't take me to Wingstop. Yeah, no shit. But don't tell me not to take you to Wingstop. I know well enough to not take you to Wingstop.
Yeah, it's going to make you feel some type of way.
It's like you go on a little overnight weekend thing. You don't have to tell me that you don't like shitty hotels. I know.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
say it.
Exactly. And that doesn't mean, let's make this clear again. It doesn't mean you can't go to these places or take a date to these places further along in the relationship. Absolutely, you can.
Yo, dude, there's a place on this list I love to go to with my wife and kids. And I believe IHOP is on this list. And I effing love IHOP.
Who doesn't love IHOP? But first date.
But I mean, you go on.
Come on. You can't go on first date. So the ones I believe, you want the ones that I believe aren't supposed to be on this list?
For people that aren't watching on the YouTube channel and they're just listening, I'll zip through some of these. Cheesecake.
Yes.
Applebee's. These are places let's give a yes or no, all right? Cheesecake. I'm going to say no.
That's borderline, but no.
That's borderline.
No.
Applebee's, no.
No.
Now, again, college kid, maybe, but we're talking to grown-ups here. Chili's, nope. Chipotle, no.
No.
Olive Garden?
No. Unless you're Gary the Golden Bachelor. No. I'm sorry, man. Hey, I love Olive Garden. I do. But first date? No.
I'm not doing the tour of Italy when I'm trying to get with you.
I'm going to fight for Olive Garden because it's
Stop it.
It's specific enough. and has a touch of elegance.
Well, I'll fight you later at the salad bar.
Tuscan themed.
I mean, come on. Endless breadsticks. Give me a break. The movies, I mean, it's a date night, but I agree. No, there's nothing personal about it.
Nothing, there's no interaction going on. You can't talk and have a good time and get to know this person if you're watching Barbie for the 5th time like Rich.
Any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, I agree. Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's.
Is it a Vegas buffet? Because that's a different story.
The gym, that's weird. Places not to go on a first date. Church.
Agreed.
But then again, maybe there's some religious folks. Again, no. Starbucks?
Disagree.
Starbucks, I disagree. That might be a fun little, hey, you want to grab a cup of coffee?
Yeah, I think when you're getting to know someone.
That's not bad.
When you're getting to know someone on the first date.
Yeah.
Before you invest and know whether or not you want to continue, sometimes if you meet someone on an app or, you want to get to know them a little bit more, coffee is a perfect first date.
Yeah, I don't think,
especially a lot of people are sober. So coffee is a great first date, but also it's much like a chain. I do recommend finding a local coffee shop.
That would be better.
Yeah,
I agree.
A local coffee shop would be better, but I don't think
because you put a little extra touch and thought into it.
I don't think a pumpkin spice latte to get to know someone is that bad. I think Starbucks is the only one so far.
Why not go to Latte Larry's and enjoy yourself?
Mocha Joe's?
It's no different than going to Chipotle over a Mexican restaurant.
I'm with you. So coffee is acceptable.
Well, that's bullshit because the next one on the list says just straight up coffee dates.
Well, that's what I'm crossing that off.
No, and you know what?
It doesn't belong there.
You're going to cross off number 19 too because I know you're a fan of ice cream dates. You're like Dave Chappelle in Half Baked.
It could be cute.
No,
right?
Ice cream dates end a date.
Put it this way: if you're a catch and you're the man and you're a charming guy who hits him with the Riz, as the kiddies say, you got some charisma. You could take them to get ice cream. Not everybody does. I don't necessarily recommend that one, but I do feel like I could pull that off.
Who was the last person you took to get ice cream?
My kid.
Exactly.
Okay, fair enough. Spot, fair enough.
All right, so here's the ones I think. I went over this list closely. I'm with you, Spot. Coffee shops, a coffee first date, that's kind of nice, right?
Yeah. Cross it off.
But again, I say go above Starbucks. I agree with Spot there. Number 23, bowling, I think, is a good first date.
That can be fun.
Interactive. It's interactive.
Flirty.
You can see what their vibe's all about. Can they have fun?
You can go behind her and be like, here's how to throw and be creepy.
Absolutely. I think bowling, it doesn't belong on this list. Number 24, there's a little catch to it. It says nightclub. I agree. Nightclub's not the best. It just depends how loud this nightclub is.
It's going to be loud.
Yeah, well, if it's a loud one, then fine.
Dude, if you have 23-year-olds that like the club life, but otherwise, no. So cross it off. Hookah bar, nah. Nightclub. A bar for drinks? I see. What's wrong with that? That's sort of nice. Cross that off, too.
I'm crossing that off.
Are you kidding me? That was, in my opinion, the number one answer. What do young adults do, or adults, period? You have a nice cocktail, a drink, a glass of wine, and you get to know each other as the buzz starts to kick in. So I think bar for drinks is absolutely, you got to take it off this list. That's a perfect first date spot.
I'm going to say something that might be controversial. Know your worth, kings. I think a girl or even a significant other, a guy, needs to earn a dinner date. I think a first date over drinks to talk and get to know each other should be the maximum you're investing in a first date. A second date is dinner.
Caveat spot, if she's super hot, you take it to Nobu, Taylor Swift style.
Yeah.
You take it to Mastros. There's one other.
You don't know what Travis and Taylor did for their first date.
There's one other on this list that I want to cross off, and that's number 28.
Exactly.
Sports events.
My man.
Not just because we're on Fox Sports Radio, because I met a girl once who was smoking hot when I was in my 20s. Mm-hmm. And oddly enough, she's like, my family loves the Mets. And I was like, yo, I love the Mets. I wasn't nerding out, but I got tickets right behind the dugout. Our buddy worked the camera, and I was like, yo, put me on the kiss cam. I think a ball game could be a fun. Yo, you're trying to tell me.
Fun atmosphere.
Dude, if you're balling a little bit and a girl's like, yo, you want to go to the Lakers game? Get some sweet seats? Come on.
Yeah. If they're too good for that, beat it. Find somebody else.
Yeah.
Sporting event, that's a perfect first date. And you want to splurge a little bit, you get good seats. Come on. But here are the number one answers. We've been doing this a long time, so we have the actual solutions for the best first dates. Hibachi dates. Oh, always fun. Interactive, fun, and Rich, if they're not willing to play along,
done.
If they don't catch the little zucchini in their mouth, or the shrimp,
if they don't applaud at the onion volcano, beat it. All right, hibachi dates.
Oh, I thought you were calling not little zucchini. All right, comedy clubs.
Sharing a laugh.
Yo, and then
Come
you get a
on.
good gauge. I always say a comedy club, if she doesn't laugh at the dirty jokes, she's not down.
And like I said, it's on the list and it shouldn't be. I think a good ball game is definitely a good first date. So there you go.
There you go.
Enjoy
See,
it.
We have so much to talk about that we can't even do it in one episode now. So another Overpromised.
Saving lives and saving relationships.
On Friday, I'm going to give you the best football peaks. Football peaks. We're going to rebound on Friday. So we got some football picks with DraftKings and a bunch more. We'll see you guys later. Arrivederci, baby.
See you Friday in the Overpromised land.
Let's go. Bye.